Alright everyone, I got my light box built. I have my green LED put in the box. I haven't checked clearance yet, but this sticks up higher than that does, so this back panel should go on just fine. What I'm doing now is I'm cutting these wires a lot shorter. They don't need to be so long. I made them extra long at the beginning for a reason, but now I don't need it anymore. So I'm going to cut the wires short. Now this LED is epoxied in, but this thing is made out of styrene, so it's not too hard to glue things to it. Okay, now I use some black styrene for that light box because the light doesn't leak out of it. When I get the wires cut and policed, I'll light this up so everyone can see it from the back side and see how it's working. And it's working fine. Any exposed wires like this I have hit with epoxy. Epoxy's non-conductive, so I don't have any issues there. So I just thought I'd show you a quick update, and I've already shown you this side of it. I didn't quite get it trimmed right, so it looks a little funny, but it doesn't look too bad. And unless you're really picking it up close, you won't really notice it. Alright? Alright, after a long internal debate, I decided I was not going to go with USB port on the back. I have one right here. Wouldn't be too hard to solder, honestly. I just decided I wasn't going to. Instead, I took a USB cable I cut and I threaded it through the back, and this thing's going to have a good foot and a half cord. Right here, I put epoxy on it after tying it in a knot. The epoxy will help hold it in place, so if you tug on it, it's not going to pull out and destroy all my wiring. And the knot will help as well. So the two of them together are going to act like a lock on that cable and keep it from moving. Okay? And on the other side of things, I do have all my wiring done. It's all been trimmed down. It's been soldered together. So once this cable dries, you can see extra solder here. There was a lot of copper there. That can stay in there as far as I'm concerned. There was a lot of copper here, and you have to heat the copper up, then apply the solder. It was getting way, way hot. I mean, you couldn't touch the wires over here. They were getting so hot. Okay? And this thing isn't pretty on the inside, but I'm going to do a light test in a few minutes and let everyone see this thing lit up. At least from the back. I'm going to save the front for when I'm completely done. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, here it is all lit up. If you look at the very top up there, you can see the three orange ones are lighting. I have my blue, white, and red are lit, and the green over here. You can see there isn't a whole lot of light leak out of that. And I wanted that because if I get too much light leak, these fibers will glow whitish green, and you can tell right now they're not glowing that way. Okay? So that is why I built the light box. Anyhow, I will be back once I get it assembled, because all I have to do is solder the two plus or minus on the USB cable on here, screw it back up, put it on its stand, and it's done. So when it's done, I will show everyone what it looks like. Alright everyone, you can see the USB cable coming out of the back. I haven't assembled the back yet. This was to test it to make sure everything works. Wiring is done. My USB cable was labeled red and black, fortunately, so it wasn't too hard to figure out what was positive and what was negative. There is a way to determine. You could put a voltmeter across it. You can take an LED with the right resistor and flip-flop it back and forth. Only one side's going to light, then you know what side's positive. But in any case, this is done. I just have to put the back on it and put the legs back on it. It's done. It fits. The glue on the plug works really well. You're not going to be yanking that plug out and accidentally disturbing anything. I'm pulling on it pretty hard right there. You can see the color change in my fingernail. My solder joints were good. They were hard to solder because there's too many wires. And the USB wires were aluminum and the others were copper. You get the picture. But I got it done. All I have to do is put the back on it, screw it together, and then I can show you what it looks like. Alright everyone, I've got this done. It's completed. It's back on its stand. It was battery powered. It's now USB powered. Here's the USB cable. pretty long one. I'm going to put it on top of some bookshelves. So having a long cable is probably a good idea. That way I can move it up and down the bookshelves. When I first got it, it only had 3 LEDs across the bottom. It still has the 3 LEDs. They were orange, but they shorted out. One of them shorted out. I'm trying to look because I kept the light board, I think, or I threw it away. This is the original switch, but the original switch was activated by pushing on one of these side things. It was clunky, and I could tell it wasn't going to work forever. It was going to fail on me. So I just bypassed it and cut it out, basically. Okay, now let's plug it in so we can see what it looks like. I have a USB power source back here, so I can charge my phone and whatnot while I am up here. Okay, so you can see the 3 orange LEDs running across the bottom still. Okay, if I turn it to the side panels now have lights. They didn't. In the movie they had lights. Now I didn't go for screen accuracy because these side panels are not screen accurate. I would have to strip them, constructed, fabricated, put them back on. I didn't want to bother with all that work. The front is screen accurate though. This is screen accurate. These orange LEDs I don't know about. But all this is. Okay? And we look at this side. I know screen accuracy, there was a green screen up here at the top, so now I got a green screen and some more lights down in here. Okay? So what does it look like in the dark? Well, let's cut the lights off and see how well the camera's picking this up. Probably flooded out with that green right now, and it is. If I turn it this way, it looks really good to me in the dark. You see the silhouette of Han Solo sticking out of the Carbonite. And the side panels, that green is overwhelming everything. But the side panels are lit up nicely as well. So I'm pretty happy with how this came out. It took me quite a while, but it's because I only had like 10-15 minutes of time to work on it. And I'm kind of a perfectionist and wanted it to come out good. And it did. The only thing that bothers me, let me go turn some light on and unplug it so we quit washing out the camera. The only thing that bugs me is that I did not get this screen right here 100% perfect. Now I'm going to bring it up to the camera and let's force the camera to focus on it because it's still focusing on the far wall. If you take a look at that, it's still trying to focus. Well, it's focused here. You take a look, you can see some edges around it. It is green. I did preserve the original texture that the model had, that the item had. I didn't quite trim it 100% correctly. So in person, you can see an edge along here. This shouldn't be there. But outside of that one edge, it's fine. It lights up really well. And once it's lit up, you're not going to notice. So I'm happy that one's done. Up next, well, I'm going to weather a Gundam. I got some really quick robot spider build to do. And then after that, I'm going to pick something new to do. Not sure what. Just something. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to return to one of my shelf queens. I'm going to try to alternate that for a little bit. I'll talk to you all later.